I think John Mayer calls this the equator. So, uh, real quick before we go there, um, let's talk about the notes here. So, with A minor, the notes are going to be A, C, then E, and for A major, the notes are going to be A, C sharp, then E. So let's do that real quick. So A, C, E, and then that's our minor. So that's A minor. A, C, E. Then for our major, it'll be A, C, E, A, C, E. And when we're doing an arpeggio, this is essentially, it's a pattern that continues to repeat itself. So here's the A minor chord. There's the arpeggio. Here's the A major chord. There's the arpeggio. And again, I'm talking about a specific shape on a particular part of the neck. But you're gonna see that the patterns all repeat, and you'll see these shapes all over the place, and be able to, recognize and build arpeggios. So let's do that again. That's a 6-string arpeggio, but we don't need to go that crazy just yet. Let's start with 2 strings, like we said. So here's that arpeggio. 3 notes, A, C, E. Okay, and you can actually download the tabs for this as well. But so we're starting off on the 8th fret on the high E string, and then we're going to the 5th fret, high E string, and then we're going to the 5th fret on the B string, C, A, E. Okay, and I want to start doing this because it's the easiest way to get started. It's the easiest way to get control of your right hand and to get it to sync up with your left hand. Okay, now let's do major. We're going to switch that C to a C sharp. Okay, so C sharp, A, E. So let me make sure that's an E, huh? Blooper bro. What was I talking about? Okay, so E. Yeah, that's E. So C sharp, A, E. We're on the high side of this arpeggio, but you'll see it builds up, and we'll be playing the full thing in no time. So a tab should be rolling across the screen here, but if you need to, you can download the Guitar Pro tabs as well as just look at the PDF version rather than just pausing the video here. So we'll switch back and forth. We're just practicing now. Don't worry about doing this to a click if you're just learning this shape right now. Okay? So major, minor. Alright, now let's go ahead and add a note. Let's add In fact, why don't we do this? We'll start. Okay. So here, let's see. So there's our C. We're adding another C here. So C E A C, C E A C. So let's just going over it again here. We're on the 8th fret on the high E string with our pinky. So the fingering of all this matters immensely. It's super important that you pay attention to where your fingers are here. So the pinky plays the 8th fret. The index finger plays the 5th fret. And then E with the middle finger. And then on that G string, also 5th fret, we're going to use our index finger again. Okay. Now all this sounds really cool when it's fast. But we really do have to practice slow, and I just can't stress enough that before you start doing things like hammer-ons and pull-offs and all kinds of crazy stuff, that you just pick all of the notes. It's like you really need to be able to hear each one. You got to hear each note. So let me just make sure I'm not missing anything here. Yeah, so we want to be able to apply this. So this is and let's see, how can I word this? Future Mike, cut this part out. Let's see. So let's practice the major on 3 strings. So now we're going to be on the 9th fret. So it's going to be a C sharp and 5th fret on the high E string. So we're still going to be going to this A. And then E with our middle finger. Oh, shoot, you know what? Okay, so it starts off with C sharp, A. You know what, let me run through this, okay? Right, okay, so starting off with the C sharp, then A, then E, then C sharp again. So on the, so for tablature it would be 9 on the high E, 5 on the high E with index finger, pinky, index finger, then middle finger on 5th fret, and 3rd finger on fret number, what is this? Fret number 6, which is a C sharp. Okay. So there's your major. Oh, shoot. So there's your major. And there's our minor. Alright, so now let's add a string. And I'm going to continue to play in what's like 3/4/6/8. These are like triplets. I'll show how to play these in like 4 as well, but this is, in my opinion, the best way to start off. Okay, so this is going to be the minor, and we're going to start off with A, C, E, A. So tabs, we're on fret number 7. And then all 5 down the next 3 strings. So we're playing on 4 strings now. We're picking each note. So, super important, also pay attention that you're using the most efficient right hand. So that's down, 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 up, up, up. Down, 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 up, up, up. So we're jumping over that bottom string. Actually, no, we don't even need to. So down, 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 down. Don't push past the bottom string. Just stay on top of it, and then come back up with the up. So 3rd finger, index, middle, index. Okay, now let's do major. No, sorry. So now, depending on where you start the arpeggio, it's going to change what finger you're going to want to use. So in this situation, I'm leading with the pinky, and I'm going A, C sharp, E, A. So there's the portion of the chord. Okay, then we're going to do minor. Alright. So let's go ahead and add a string. I'll have some exercises that you can do. I really recommend doing this along with Guitar Pro. It's one thing to watch this video and try to play along, but I think that doing your homework is going to be the best practice for you. In Guitar Pro, you'll be able to speed up and slow down the tabs. If there's some other software or some other way I can upload those files that you can use them in some other type of application, let me know. The important thing is that you're repeating these at a speed that is comfortable for you. So I'll probably make some instructional videos just on Guitar Pro itself, and how to navigate around, and how to compose in Guitar Pro as well. Once you're making your own arpeggios and applying this stuff to your own music. So there's our A minor. We're going to add a string now, and it's going to be string number 5, the A string. So this is kind of where it can get really fun, especially when we get into the other shapes. There's just limitless possibilities. So let's go. Alright, so we're adding another 7th fret. Alright, now let's do the major. Let me figure out the fingering here. This is sort of an odd arpeggio. Okay, so most efficient way to do this, and you know, it's pretty quick to figure this out. So I'm starting off here leading with my middle finger on fret number 7, middle, 3rd, index, middle, index. And it's like walking up and down stairs with 4 legs and trying not to trip over yourself. So let's go middle, 3rd, index, middle, index. Okay, then we'll go major, and it's the only thing that changes is that C sharp. So rather than playing a C on the 3rd note there, we're playing a C sharp. You hear the difference? Okay, and I kind of cheated there. I don't know if you caught that, but it's very easy to also want to bar over. And I think what ends up happening there is letting the notes ring out when you're playing really quickly successive notes like that. What ends up happening is that they kind of wash each other out. So for example, let's say we wanted to play that. So I could just bar that, right? Instead of using one finger per note. See, but what also happens is that note mutes once you let off. And it makes it happen. It's so much more clear. Is it more difficult? Yes, absolutely. But if you're watching this video on Patreon, you want to play clearly and you want to learn how to do this properly. You know, once you get the hang of this, do it however you want. You know, or really do it however you want now. But like I said, if you're watching this video, you want to get good at arpeggios. So let's do it right. All right. So let's add another string. So now we're going to add the 6th string, and we're going to be adding another C and another A. And that's going to be on the 8th and 5th fret. Okay, so let's start from the bottom. A. So all the same notes. And it's just A, C, E, A, C, A, C, E, A, C, E. Okay, and then we're going to go major, and we're going to make all of those C's into C sharps. Back to the minor. these in different time signatures. I think we'll do that on another video, just so you're not getting information overload, because I already think that this is a lot of information to take in. And I also really, really recommend that you do this with no distortion on. It's really important that you hear when you get a little buzzy note or you flub one, you make one of those little Guitar Hero mistakes. Okay, another thing to watch out for is your right hand. Okay, we really want to make sure that we're not accidentally muting notes with our right hand. Okay, I don't want you to get discouraged if you're trying to play along at that speed right now. That's pretty fast as far as, you know, kind of just starting out goes. So going back over what we learned here, basically you learned how to put together the arpeggios for A minor and A major at the 5th position on the neck. And so now let's try and just do some little improv or kind of show how this stuff could be applied. And we'll start with okay, so like before I do that, each one of those notes and the way that you arrange them is up to you. So let's say we wanted to play like a reggae A minor, right? I could add in a little bass line there, and so that's just A, C, E, A, C, E. Let's go major. A, C sharp, E. Okay, so just a quick example. We can do videos on licks specifically, but let's try the same thing, kind of a bluesy lick here. There's a D minor. We'll learn that arpeggio, I think within the next couple days. I'll make that video, and it'll probably get released in the next couple of weeks. So for D minor 5-string arpeggios, and really the A minor shape arpeggios. So it's a lot. So like I said, I just don't want to get you overwhelmed, but that was just an example of how you could use it in blues. There's tons of other ways to use arpeggios in blues and other music. But let me know what you want to see. I really want to make this sort of an interactive experience, and make sure that you're getting the most out of these videos. So yeah, thanks so much for watching the A minor and A major E shape in 5th position video. All right, let's take a break. Yo, yeah. Foam, that's good feedback. Let me see. I'm just gonna try putting this this friggin' foam mattress in here. I've actually got a couple of them, but yeah, just to kind of capture some of that sound, especially on my on my phone. The microphone on my phone's super sensitive. So what? We just got the A minor and A major in the E position video done. I think. Shit. Yeah, I should probably do that too. Let me pop this back on. So I also want to add here, this shape repeats. So don't get too lost in the weeds, but have some fun, and you'll figure some things out on your own. I'm not trying to gatekeep this information at all. I really want it out there. And if you're paying to support the channel, or if you're if you want to click off and end your subscription right after this, you're like, oh shoot, I learned how to do this particular shape all over the neck, and I didn't watch a individual video about it. Then yeah, go ahead, because this isn't a secret. So the arpeggios we just learned, if we move our index finger to where our pinky just was and play that same shape, so now we're playing C minor, and the A minor arpeggio connects to the C minor arpeggio. And if we were to put our pinky where our index finger was, then we're playing the F sharp minor arpeggio. And it is important to go over each one of those things, in my opinion, each one of these arpeggios, because the relationship from it to its respective relative major, and how those things all connect along the board, is pretty important to know if you want to master this. So if you just want to play around, those shapes are all over the place, just like your bar chord would be. So A minor, C minor. There we go. Have fun.